なんとかなったみてえだな。神かける。これがスーパーサイヤ人3だ。
All right, what's going on, gentlemen? Per the usual, nice little community reaction time, joined by the homie Garesh. We want to see what you guys think about the part 2 reveal overall. Do you think it's strong picks? Are you disappointed by certain aspects? Let's go ahead and see what we got here. Say hello, Garesh.
Hello.
We may as well just throw that in there to confirm you're in there, because I've seen people make comments saying this is AI. Well, I want to confirm he's real. So, starting with
AI.
starting with Iron Cane. Why do they say screw me, Rai? You know why? Because you released that Legends rant where you said they lost the plot. So they're like, all right, you want to know what the plot is now, Iron Cane? It's to screw androids in particular. So they released a supporter for you, buddy. How do you think he feels?
Yeah. I mean, eventually we're going to get supporters that target every tag.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's just the way it's going to go. So it's just a matter of time. And I think 13 has been out for long enough now, like almost 3. I don't know. I think it actually is 3 months now.
Mm-hmm.
And so, once we hit that like 2 or 3 month mark, it's like, okay, we need like a kind of targeted counter to, I mean, I don't know if I would really consider a supporter to be a targeted counter, but we need something to kind of hinder his abilities a little bit. So I'm fine with it. Eventually we're going to get more Android characters, and it's just getting these supporters into the game. Again, regardless of how you feel about the supporter system, if they're going to keep this structure in the game, I think we need to have a wide variety of supporters that target different tags. So I think it's fine.
Yeah, we're going to have to cover everything eventually so that when that tag gets its inevitable buff, something already exists to help you deal with it. By the way, this is totally random, but I now truly believe the Part 3 Ultra is Spirit Bomb. I 99% think it's him. I'm just gonna run it by you quickly. Number 1, FSK remake. Number 2, the Majin Buu Saga Goten. But number 3, and this is the biggest one, Belmont is a monologue supporter. Who do you think that fits the bill with perfectly?
Yeah, I mean, they've never dropped a supporter with an Ultra.
Well, they could do something different. I mean, they kind of screwed us over with no 1% here with the double supporter thing. So I don't really know what they're doing. But
again, I've mentioned this so many times, but the only reason why I'm reserved on that pick for an Ultra is because they need that animation needs to be an LF animation. I don't know how they would do that unless it's an arts action.
Yeah.
That is like while you're tapping the screen, like he's like Goku's like talking or something. I don't know how they would do it otherwise.
I think they might borrow inspiration from Dokkan, where it could either be a weaker Spirit Bomb or you get a whole cinematic where he does go Super Saiyan and he says thank you Dragon Balls with the panel cut-ins. Like, I think they could do that, but a monologue type supporter, there's very few uses for this, and Vegeta's "You Are Number One" speech is the first thing that came to mind when I saw that. So many things just point to that possibly being the Ultra. I'm convinced now. I think it's him. It's gotta be.
Okay.
Playbox.
We'll see.
One of my I hope it's him. It'll be cool. One of my favorite Part 2 reveals. Amazing character picks. Great animations and models. No 1% sparking is really bad, and hope this is not something they continue doing moving forward. On the other hand, the Belmont supporter gave me the idea of a potential Angel Vegeta giving his "You Are Number One" speech as a supporter. Yes, I'm not the only one who thought this. Next to a new LF Spirit Bomb Goku. LF, Ultra, Ultra LF, whatever they pick, I just feel that we are on the cusp of another remake. A remake for Spirit Bomb. Those two things just align perfectly well. But I agree with him. I think in terms of the animations of these characters, really great. I really like what they did with the Goku model. I do wish they kind of did more with the whole Super Saiyan God to Super Saiyan Blue transition instead of it just being as part of the LF. No 1% is definitely that's a big L, especially for Fest. Like, if you're gonna do it, the biggest celebration for your game is not the place to pull back on releasing characters. This is not the place to say, okay, we just couldn't get around to it, we ran out of time. Your priority should always be these major celebrations. So it's really bad that they did that. And I too hope it's not something they do going forward. But one of the concerns I had this year for Legends is what if their objective is to sort of pull back on their overall workload? Because supporters are a very sort of low effort thing that they could do to fill in the slot. So I am worried about that as well. The Belmont supporter idea is cool. I like the whole monologue thing. I think he talks too long though. And I find it funny that their way of sealing the rush is that his the little cut in
yeah, like the speech bubble. Yeah.
It's right over the rising rush.
I like that too. Yeah,
I thought it was a cool thing. But yeah, I remember during the reveal, I'm like, this guy talks more than Zamasu does. He just keeps going.
Well, that's like the whole joke about it.
Yeah, just a long ramble. But yeah, I agree. This is pretty much exactly how I feel. Let us hope that they aren't trying to pull back on what they release for these celebrations.
Yeah, I think the 1% sparking thing is by far the biggest downside of this part.
Yeah. Isabre. Good picks, but the elephant must be addressed. Part 1, we get 2 LFs, a 1% sparking, and 1 supporter. Part 2, we get 2 LFs with 2 supporters. This is horrible for players that don't invest much into the game. Usually, 1% sparkings are very good units. Now you don't even get them after being shafted. This is true. I think them not giving us a 1% character is a giant fat L. I don't know what to say, really. Like, maybe they needed extra development time for part 3. Not to justify the move, but by the time we get to the end of the celebration, if we don't see where that extra effort went, then that'll probably be another video calling him stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's got to be some kind of constraint as to why they didn't do 1%, right? Yeah. I don't think they sat down and they were like, all right, guys, how do we not release 1% sparkings this time? Like, I don't think that was like a topic of discussion that they talked about in the planning phase for this Legends Fest. I think it's just they had to figure out where to cut some stuff, and I guess unfortunately it was the 1% sparkings, but I would like to stress to them, and I'm going to do a video talking about this separately because this is a topic that I think deserves its own video, but this is not the area where you need to be cutting like resources. Like, you should be, this is one of the highest summonable characters is like the last possible resort for where you should be cutting content.
Yeah.
It needs to be like the top priority. So it's a little backwards, but yeah, I would definitely, again, I mentioned it, I would agree this is the biggest issue with this part is the no 1% sparking issue.
Yeah. I said it before, but my concern is definitely that they're trying to pull back on development time in the name of just, you know, greater profits. They just move it elsewhere. I know it's backwards when the money that they earn is from the summonable characters, but I don't know. Maybe they're trying to just do some sort of cost cutting here and try to get by with the least amount possible, because it certainly feels that way to me. It
could be that they're just putting extra effort into the LFs. Like, I mean, you take a look at the animations for God Goku and Hidden Gohan, and it's clear that they went above and beyond for those animations.
You know who it's really clear for? It's the damn Gohan. Holy
the LF, yeah.
It's not even the LF. He has 2 moveset animations after the revival. He's the second character to have only one arm working during all those animations. And the thing that made me laugh, in the final LF victory screen, God Goku and Hit, they just stand shoulder to shoulder and they smile at the camera. Gohan has a whole cinematic. He actually he de-transforms, lands on the ground, smiles and moves. Like, you could tell where all the money went. They gave it to the Gohan.
But that's the question I think people need to be asking is, would you prefer like supremely top of the line cutting edge animations for these premium characters, or do you want them to dial it back a little bit? Maybe their animations are still good, but not to the level that we've seen, but then also add 1% sparkings. I think that kind of is where the decision making lies with why they decided to do this. And they just decided, let's try not doing 1% sparkings and we'll just put all the effort into the premium animations. Probably is what happened, but I don't, what do I know?
It just seems like such a weird choice. You know what I mean? Like, why should it be one or the other? If you see that you got a constraint and you make millions of dollars every month, the logic should be, we need more developers. That's the way I would see it. Why would...
Yeah. I mean, that's clearly not a decision that the team makes. It's more of a project management thing.
Yeah, management always screws it over. This is the easiest cash cow of your life. Why would you do anything to jeopardize it? Oh, we don't have enough output to meet what our quota is for characters. So increase your output. Go get more developers to help you out. Why would you want to skimp out on what you're releasing? It seems stupid.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, Zayed. Am I pronouncing that wrong? Zayed. Overall thoughts. Good picks. What is a 1% sparking? Happy about the hoi poi raid rankings thing. Sounds fun. Other than that, we are really getting the bare minimum. No new mechanics, 1 Zenkai, and 1 plat for Fest. That's kind of it. I agree with the hoi poi ranking thing. I find that, that's nice. I think I want to keep giving them praise for trying out different ways to make PvE interesting and for trying to introduce different kinds of events. That's fine. But we are kind of getting the bare minimum here. And the new mechanics thing is another thing. I thought their thought process was maybe part 1, we're going to let the character picks sort of carry the weight. And part 2, we're going to choose things that are a little bit less tame, but that's where we throw the new mechanics, the new gimmicks, the new behaviors. Enhanced greens and blues? I don't know, man. I think enhanced moves might be lamer than time type gauges. I don't know. I don't know. That's so lame because that's literally nothing changed. There's no new.
There's a lot of enhanced greens and blues because Gotenk said that too, right?
Yeah, it's lame. It's the laziest form because they don't have to change an animation. There's no new behavior. It's just like, okay, you're a little bit stronger, or here you go, you get a little bit of healing. I agree. I think it's lame. My fear is that only the Ultra gets the new mechanics, and
do we want? I mean, probably. I mean, it's kind of grasping at straws a little bit, but like, do we want to call the Bye Guys Goku animation a new mechanic?
Well, it's
a revive, but it is a revive, but it force switches the opponent. I thought that was kind of cool.
I mean, no, I don't want to say it's a new mechanic because at the end of the day, what happens to you is all the same. And even though he may cause a force switch, I don't know. It's a bit of a stretch. I think it's too little. I don't think so. I don't know
how else you would implement that, like Bye Guys Goku into the game. Like it's tough to get that in. I feel like they did a good job of that.
I was kind of worried it was a seal, like he's gone for 10, 15 timer counts and then he'll pop back in. I thought it was one of those things. I'm like, oh,
they could have done that, but that would have been really over the top.
Yeah, that would have been too much. But yeah, I agree. I find the enhancement thing lamer than the type gauges, but I guess we'll have to see what happens in game because ultimately I think what people care for most is how it changes up how they experience PvP, and I think we're definitely due for some new characters out there. Something to do with Android 13. They definitely made God Goku and Hit a good answer to Gogeta. I didn't think they would do that already.
Yeah, for sure. I think the key protection is going to be pretty big.
Yeah, and the fact that they gave him the lock-in too, just like Gogeta does with the green, I was like, what? Really? That's nuts. You could easily snipe Gogeta now. And
well, no, you can't because Gogeta reduces sub count against blues.
No, what I mean is like you can proc the disrupt tag switch if you so happen to have a green because he also draws 2 cards. It's just the fact that you could try and
drawing
blitz
2 cards
him.
Is crazy.
Yeah. And then Gohan, we definitely needed a blue, so that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. 1 Zenkai is lame. 1 plat is lame. I don't like plat equips taking the place of Zenkais.
I think really a lot of the blame should go on part 1. I for part 2, because we're getting the Evolution Blue Vegeta Unique equip, which is actually dropping tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
It is, yeah. And then the Zenkai, I don't think is tomorrow. They didn't actually, because on the screen for the unique equip, it said that it was dropping tomorrow. I checked. And then for the Zenkai, it didn't say. I'm assuming the Zenkai is next week, which I think is fine. Mm-hmm. It really is that part 1 week that just gave us. You can really blame either of those weeks, the platinum equipment for the free Namek Goku or the platinum equipment for Ultra UI. Like that being all the content for 2 weeks is really what I think left a lot of people pretty disappointed.
Yeah.
So I actually blame part 1 more than part 2. I have less of an issue with part 2.
I just think there's no reason for it to be 1. There's nothing stopping them from just making, like, why would they not give a plat also for the Vegeta at the same time as the Goku? What was the harm? What's the issue? What's stopping you from just doing both? And it's not like, oh, we want to hold on to this guy's plat equip for a super hype moment like the anniversary. That'd be lame. Just do more than one. What's the issue?
If they just dropped Zenkai for Blue Beast when they did the platinum equipment for Namek Goku, I don't think anybody would really be complaining.
Dude, I actually thought Blue Beast was going to be the Zenkai because we already did movies. He's super hype, and he could have been a Zenkai buffer for the Gohan. I was thinking, like, Blue Beast, do it. Blue Beast, Blue Beast, Blue Beast.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. 2 out of 10, I hate it. I'm surprised he didn't say, maybe he said 2 just to somehow imply Dark Souls 2.
Meanwhile, he's playing Night Rain. So,
he's playing Night Rain right now? Oh, you know he's doing that.
I assume he
He's
is.
definitely doing the shifted earth. I think he's just upset. He's probably got trapped in the map. He's like, oh, I hate this. It's great. Legends finally being a bit creative with their units, and the animations are really great. I just pray that the no 1% sparking does not mean that the supporters actually replace them, because that'd be really bad. Wish for a bit more content, but that's Legends. At
this point, like, we've been saying this for multiple banners now. I think at this point we could just say that it has, right? Oh, like what the purple Super Saiyan 3 Goku drops. Oh, you know, here's the new supporter mechanic. No 1% sparking. I really hope supporters don't replace 1% sparkings. Part 1 of Legends Fest drops. We only have 1% sparking. Man, I really hope supporters don't replace 1% sparkings. Now we have Part 2, 1% sparkings. Oh man, you know, I really hope supporters don't replace 1% sparkings. Like at this point, I think we can just say that it has replaced 1%. Like, it's not like, oh, I hope it doesn't replace. It's already happened. So I think we need to be very vocal about how we feel about this, and I will be vocal about it as well.
Yes, 100%. We gotta drill it in their heads that nobody's on board with this. I think out of the hundreds of people that responded to this, I had one person say, "Oh, people are up in rage over 1% character that's not gonna do a damn thing. Who the hell cares anyways?" As if we didn't have amazing 1% characters during this year. Like, how could we say that with Do, Ku, Khalifa, and Kale? The Kaba, we got a 1% Blue Goku who's able to do well because he got the unique in the Zenkai, like Tien and Chaozu. I don't want to act like 1% characters are just total crap. They're sure as hell better than just having a supporter that'll only help you in a unbelievably niche scenario. I would rather they just understand, like, the priority is the 1%, not the supporters.
Yeah.
By the way, this should have been a balance change. I'm gonna be honest. He's from 7th anniversary.
I disagree, and the only reason why I disagree is because I don't see them changing what they need to change on him with a balance change.
You know what my
fear? If we just take the metal cooler approach, where they just buffed his damage and damage guard numbers, that's not gonna really help this Vegeta where he needs help.
You know what my worry is, though? All they're going to do is some stat padding, and the final slot is just his unique gauge charges, you know, so it's like half the time, which is something that could have been thrown in the kit. They have the option to power that up. My problem with it is this takes an equipment slot. We lose a slot for this. Just do a balance change and let us have all 3 slots. The kit he's so recent that it should have been a balance change. I don't think it should have been equipped.
I am going to be looking at Kid Goku's equip as a reference.
Yeah.
And I would say it's even worse for Kid Goku, because Kid Goku losing a slot is way worse than this guy losing a slot, because the DB equips are just so crazy. So you're losing a DB equip slot for that. But they gave him good damage guard. Like, I fully expect this to be pretty good for Vegeta. They've been doing a good job with the LF unique equip. There's a reason why people actually have wanted unique equips more than Zenkai's recently. So I'm a little optimistic for this. But Vegeta could be pretty good, because the good thing about God Goku and Hit is whenever you have these tag characters that have multiple elements, it's really easy to double up, even sometimes triple up on Zenkai buffs for them, because you have multiple different colors to choose from. So if you're running Vegeta on a team with them, you have 2 purples, you can use characters like Purple UI Goku on the bench, and just all of a sudden you're doubling up on very, very easy Zenkai abilities. So this guy actually could be pretty effective for the team.
Yeah, it could be possible. Maybe. We'll see. I would have been... This is a little crazy, but it would have been nice if Kaba actually got an equip too. Kind of like how they buffed up Glorio, because you needed to use Kaba with this Vegeta. You absolutely needed the debuffing. That's why they took it away from this guy's kit, and yet Kaba,
Well, God Goku and Hit have they have to be on the field for it, but they do have buff removal too.
yeah. Well, we'll see. I don't know. They've just
And don't forget, God Goku or not God Goku, UI Goku has from standby buff removal against ults.
Yeah, maybe Range Universe Rep could actually be pretty competent now. Abu, pretty cool, but waiting for the Part 3 Ultra since they have been known to be number 1, and it's less than 2 weeks from now. Less than 2 weeks?
Fair. It's 2 weeks from now, yeah.
Okay.
There's only a 2 week gap between Part 2 and 3, so it's pretty fast. That's why I said like I don't really have an issue with Part 2 because in the span of 2 weeks we have 2 LFs, a unique equip for an LF character, and a LF Zenkai. Like that's good content.
Yeah.
I have no issue with that.
Okay. Victor, I'm just happy that Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, the Father-Son Kamehameha version, is finally getting a new version. So happy we're getting a new Gohan unit. It's been too long since we got a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Okay, dude. It's a gimmick. Look, it's a profile photo and everything. Oh, never mind. I'm excited. Gohan is my favorite character. So anytime we get a Gohan, I'm excited. This is definitely the best part 2 to a Legends Fest ever. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is him. He's one of the big hype characters that can carry an anniversary or a major celebration all by himself with ease. Right up there with Fusions in terms of hype. I don't know if this is a bit that he's playing where it's just like, yeah,
no,
Gohan,
he sounds pretty sincere to me. I mean, I understand because the last Father Son Kamehameha was 2019.
Yeah.
So I am with Victor here. I think we definitely were overdue for a new one, and we're overdue for a Spirit Bomb, a Buu Saga Spirit Bomb. Like it's the same thing because they released sort of around the same time. I think that Goku was later in the year. But yeah, I mean, this is a long overdue remake, and you could, if you look at the comparison, like if you just watch the old LF for this Gohan and compare it to the new one, it is not even in the same stratosphere. It's it's so much better now. So if that's what they could do with this, they could definitely do the same thing for the Spirit Bomb character too.
By the way, this is not Instant Transmission Goku's model. Isn't this a new one? It did not look like that Cell Saga IT Goku. It looked like something different.
There's a different shot. It's when Goku is yelling at Gohan to like release his power.
Yeah,
that Goku looks new. Yeah, he does look. And also, I don't know if you looked at the supporter, the Vegeta supporter model. I think is new as well.
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe those are clues for the future. But yeah, you know what? I'm happy for you, dude. I think we're definitely due for a strong Gohan. I think people overall will say it's bad, but I think this is a great part too. God Goku and Hit is a first for the game, and I think they cooked with their animations and especially the model for the God Goku. FSK Gohan has been way overdue for a remake, and his LF is super banger, so that's really dope. The buffs, I think, were a good choice, and also is a ton of content for us to eat up until part 3, so that's also really good. This is aligning with your comments earlier. Belmont is the funniest part about the reveal to me, though. His guaranteed effect being him just yapping is hilarious. Overall, like an 8 out of 10 for me. Could it have been better? Sure. I think they need to lay off the supporter agenda especially, but it's good.
I pretty much completely agree. Look at Goku, by the way. Look at on the right, the blue Goku. That is like ripped from the anime.
Yeah,
his hair is like actually 1-to-1 with how it looks in the show, is it not?
It kind of reminded me of Xenoverse's models. The color scheme of his hair, it's really good.
It looks exactly like the show.
Yeah, I'm curious what their alternate art is going to be. You think Hit's going to get the black coat with, and Goku's going to have what's his alternate art from TOP? Silver? I don't remember, but that's going to look pretty cool. Well, yeah, they absolutely cooked with these. It's even the small things, right? Like the eyes moving. Goku's mouth moves. It's just the small details for these things. And the fact that we got the battle damage and all, they cooked. They did for sure.
Yeah.
Best part 2 since the Gammas, even without the new 1% sparking.
I definitely agree. Yeah, it's between this and 5th anniversary part 2 for the best part 2 of all time for a big celebration.
Yeah. I think it was great. Amazing picks for the LFs. Models for Hit and God Goku look amazing. Belmont yapping is hilarious. I think the sentiment's going to get thrown out the window after 2 matches, and people got to hear him talk the whole way through. A very needed unique equip for Super Saiyan Blue Evolved. Super Vegeta Zenkai is cool. Yes, but I'm going to be honest with you. I am kind of disappointed it's Red Vegeta Clan and not Red Saiyans. I really do think it should have been Red Saiyans. What do you think?
I was thinking about that. They could have done it. Does he buff Saiyan with his ability? He probably does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been upset if they did that. I mean, whenever you buff Saiyan with the Zenkai ability, like that has implications like 6 years down the line. So it's a big decision. I wouldn't have minded it, but I understand why they decided to go with Vegeta Clan.
Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like, the goalpost was right there, right? Like, what red Vegeta Clan unit are you going to do it for outside of like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, who's ranged? It's right there. Come on. Would have been perfect. Oh, well. Why does Gohan have such spectacular animations compared to Hit and God Goku? I pray this isn't another Evokin and Beast / Ultimate Gohan and God Goku moment where the Part 2 unit people have been begging for gets overshadowed by a Gohan. Buddy, it doesn't matter what the Part 2 character was. If they're by a Gohan, they're getting cooked. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. The only way I could have seen something compared to Gohan would be like what? Gogeta, a fusion warrior? Did you say Bardock?
Yeah, they're obsessed with Bardock. The team loves Bardock.
To compete with Gohan?
Super Saiyan Bardock.
Oh.
Well, I'm saying just from like a dev bias standpoint, as Android 17,
maybe.
What character does the dev love as much as Gohan? Like those are the only ones that come to mind. Like Android 17, maybe like a Super Saiyan Bardock.
No, I think you're right. Those guys have always been on the money. Very broken. Okay, I wanna make sure I get some different opinions here. Like, okay, we got all these guys that are praising it, but I want to see what are some gripes people may have.
Yeah, that's the Goku I was talking about, by the way. That shot on the top right. No. Go down.
Yes,
yeah,
this.
Goku. Yeah, it looks so good.
Yeah, this is. But another thing, even these outlines, like this is a new model. I don't think this is old. This is not IT Goku.
Yeah, it's definitely a new model.
Something about, like, you can compare the outlining of his facial features to something as simple as his ears. Like, look, this is a hazy shadowing, and then this is a solid line. They went out their way with this one. He looks really good. Easiest skip of my life. All right, buddy. Yeah, okay, we're gonna see him. This guy's gonna be summoning for sure. Here's what's gonna happen. The banners are gonna drop. I'm gonna get a tag immediately. Somebody saying that they pulled the new LF in 300cc and be like, it was so easy. It was so. It happens every time, and what makes me laugh though, I'll see. I see consistent names. Like every time a new banner drops, I see very distinct names show up, and they'll be like, if they get the character in like less than 1K, they'll be like, this is the greatest game ever. This celebration is the best. I'm having so much fun with Legends. But if they get shafted, they'll talk about like, this game doesn't care about free to plays. This celebration absolutely sucks. The meta is trash. I'm gonna uninstall. It every single time. It's always the same people that do the same thing. I'm fully expecting this man to do a multi. I know it.
Father Son Kamehameha summon animation.
Oh, dude, that would be pretty cool. A new summon animation? I'd take that. Oh, no, everyone is upset about 1% Sparkings not being here, but I don't mind no 1% if the LFs look as good as Goku and Hit and the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and the models look so good. And like the Bye Guys Goku moment, they could have chose not put it there, but they did it because they had more time. 10 out of 10. Is this your alternate account? This is literally what you just said.
Again, this is the opposite of what I think a lot of people are thinking. But there's two sides to the coin, right? It's, do you spend more time on the animations for the premium units, or do you sacrifice a little bit of the animation quality for the 1%? That's really what it comes down to, I think. So yeah, I mean, this is the other side of the argument.
Yeah, if I had the choice, I would have just said, you guys got to start working on having greater output, which is more developers.
Yeah.
But I totally understand both sides of the coin. I get it. Yeah, it's good to see this opinion here. The units look good, but screw supporters. We could have had some really unique 1% 1% units, so now we have to listen to a clown yap for 25 counts. It's right there, right next to one another, too.
I mean, it is better for sure than getting like, oh, another character that just stops a combo. Like Vegeta does that.
Yeah.
But like, I actually kind of like supporters like King Yemma. I like supporters like this Bell mod. Like they're different, but I think we need different for like every single supporter can't just do the same thing. Right?
I think I would have preferred it if they kept supporters to non-fighters or moments where there wasn't combat. Like you said, what we got so far is great, but I don't think Oob was a good pick. I don't think The Vegeta's a good pick because these guys have fought. They could have been characters. So supporters strictly being characters that wouldn't make 1%, I'm fine with. But the ones that could have been, I don't like it. That Vegeta could have been a 1% character. Oob could have been a 1% character. Like, that's where the issue lies for me.
Yeah, I can get that.
I just want to go quickly. I don't want this to be too long. Getting a unique. Yeah, we talked about this. Should not have fallen this hard already. Yeah, this is the issue, and that's because they're making battle system changes that hurt characters, and then they release new characters to work around their own battle system change. So all these Vegeta characters are organically drawing cards from card draw speed, but then everyone later on is force drawing cards. That's the problem. So I don't know how they're gonna help out Evo here.
I am also kind of torn on this as well, because this also has two sides to this argument. Do we make these characters just like supremely broken on release, and then that's kind of their life? Or do we kind of be a little bit conservative with some of these units, like DKP, Evolution Blue Vegeta, Metal Cooler, Kid Goku, but then we can always go back and help them with buffs down the line. Those are the two approaches they could take. And I think they've actually done a pretty good job this year with rectifying some of these mistakes. Like Zamasu drops. Unfortunately, Zamasu's not very good when he drops. But they recognize that he's not very good when he drops. They come back with the Ultra Zamasu, and then they give that Red Zamasu a unique equip. He's very, very good. Metal Cooler, I mean, Metal Cooler is kind of like his own special category, because I just don't think there's really much they could do to just save the character. He was dead from the brainstorming phase. That's they tried buffing him. I think they did what they could. They just couldn't really do anything.
Yeah.
Kid Goku got his equip. Very, very solid character now. Evolution Blue Vegeta's about to get his equip. I mean, they are, I guess, at least attempting to fix some of these mistakes. So I do want to give them props for that. You can definitely say like, oh, well, they should be more careful with balancing the characters in the first place. And I agree with that for sure. But at least they're not just leaving them to die. And a good example of that is Super Vegeta, who was dropped. And then for, now almost 2 years later, we're getting a Zenkai Awakening. But they should have done something for him before this.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's pretty much it. So to summarize from these comments, good character picks. Disappointing that 1% Sparkings aren't here. Surprised that Evo is getting a unique equip, and half the people are comfortable with trading 1% Sparkings for higher quality LF characters. The other half would prefer that they still see their 1% characters. That is all fine and dandy, but thank you guys for taking your time to respond with what your thoughts are overall. Do you have any final comments, Goresh?
No. I mean, the only thing left to talk about, I'm surprised we haven't seen anybody mention this. It was very quickly shown on the Legends information. I'll probably talk about this on my part, but I really am not looking forward to Z tier Ultra Blue Kaioken Goku.
Yeah, dude, I saw Z tier Evo Ken and I laughed because I was like, that's not helping that dude whatsoever.
Yeah,
He's screwed, buddy.
But Blue Kaioken Goku, oh my god, not him again, dude. Please.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe they cooked. But either way, appreciate you guys tuning in. Be sure to check out part 2, link in the description box down below, as well as the pinned comment. Goresh's comment section is going to have very different opinions, and I'm eager to see what they have to say about the character picks. But until then, adios, people. Peace.